This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
This is a sham.
No. Y'all, just stop.
Get real.
Good thing we've got Dr. Coley joining us today.
Yes.
So here's the thing, Dr. Coley. There is this new COVID variant. It's popped up in 5 different states. I know that a lot of our viewers are alarmed by it. What is new about this variant, and should we be concerned?
So guys, this new variant has 30 mutations, so it's a massively different variant. So 30 mutations is kind of on the order of what was different between Delta and Omicron. Remember Delta, how bad it was?
Yes.
So we're concerned that all these mutations could lead to a change in the behavior of the variant. Now the good news is so far we haven't seen it behaving very differently, meaning making people sicker or what have you. But all of these mutations are in the spike protein, which is the part of the virus that's used to get into the cells. That's the part that our immune system sees. Usually. So it's better at evading our immune system because that arm that it uses to get into the cells has basically changed so much. So even in people who've been vaccinated or people who might have had COVID before, they're a little bit more susceptible. But thankfully, all of our treatments seem to be working against this. The tests seem to be detecting this new variant, but it's just so different. That's why we want to keep an eye on it.
I mean, this is real life because I canceled Labor Day picnic we were going to have this weekend and have friends over because of this. So, Labor Day holidays coming up, kids are back in school. What precautions should we be taking, if any?
Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. So my nephew just turned 6 and he went back to school. It was his first week last week and we took cupcakes to the school. And I made all the kids stand in line and wash their hands.
Good for you.
Before they had the cupcakes. And then one little boy says, "Why does she make everyone wash their hands?" And my nephew, I was so proud, says, "Because if you don't wash your hands, you get coronavirus."
Wow.
So respiratory viruses, coronavirus, they're all going to come in the fall. And we don't want to spend our time out of school, out of work, sick at home. So just take those precautions, wash your hands. If you're older, if you're a grandparent who is a little more susceptible, it may be time to mask around those little ones when you go to school to see their friends and what have you, or in a crowded public place.
Well, that leads me to another question about boosters. Like, are those still good? Should we get some more? Like, do they protect against this new variant? All these questions. What recommendations do you have? Because I'm kind of scared.
Don't be scared, Dr. Jack.
I don't like this new variant with the 30 different options. Are any of those good behaviors? You said they had 30 different behaviors. Is there one that's like really cool?
Is there an empathetic one?
Yes. Is there a chill COVID?
It makes a good hairstyle
There
on the
we
variant.
go. I'll take it.
Yeah. So I'm not scared. Don't be scared. We have a new booster coming, right? And it's coming. It's going to be a monovalent booster. So it only has one strain, and that's the XBB. Now, XBB is the strain that has been circulating all along. But the way I want you guys to think about this new variant is like a cousin of XBB. Now, think about your cousins. Do you look like them or act like them?
No.
No, but you have some similarities, right?
Right.
Because your grandparents are the same. So whether it's cultural similarities or what have you.
I think Sam's working through some family issues down here. All right, buddy?
I'm with you, Sam.
Okay.
I like that with my cousins, too.
I love my cousins. Okay, go ahead.
So there's some overall similarities because they both have the same set of grandparents. That's how these variants are. So we think there's going to be some cross protection. How much we don't yet know because it has so many different mutations in the part that the immune system recognizes. Really what I'd like to see is every time there's a new variant and there's a new booster coming, that booster should match the variant instead of falling behind.
Yeah, I would like to see that too because my math is not mathing and it's not adding up on the calendar because I am getting all of my boosters, all of my things. I'm going through IVF treatment, so I'm trying to stay on top of it. And I went to get my booster for COVID, and then they were like, "Oh, what about the flu?" And I was like, "No, because Dr. Coley said it should be somewhere closer I thought you said Halloween. So I didn't get the flu, but then they were like, the new booster's coming in like 2 weeks. And I was like, no, because I'm going to Vegas like this week.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm like all
So
over
what
the
did
place.
you do? Did you get the?
I got the booster for COVID. I waited on the flu, and I was going to get that in October because I thought that's what would last to the end of flu season, which was more important than getting the flu. I am like all over this. I need a new calendar. So are we like at the point where COVID, flu, everything's kind of the same? We should just be getting vaccinated for everything?
Yes, but you should wait for the new booster because that XBB booster is going to be much better than the one for COVID that we've had so far. That's going to come out around mid-September. The flu, usually the way to remember it is flu before boo for Halloween. Boo.
Okay.
You like that?
Okay.
Flu before boo.
Boo. So you don't want to let it Halloween come and you're not yet vaccinated, but August and early September is a bit too early because the weather is still warm.
Yeah.
So as soon as you sort of start to see the weather cool down a little bit, late September, early October is the perfect time. You can get both of those together. If you're over the age of 60, you should also get one called the RSV. It's the first time we have that one as well. So those three
Great.
together for the older Americans, and for you, Erica, I think you should get your flu before your boo.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I knew. See? I knew
you.
about the flu before the boo.
I know you did. I'm impressed.
I remembered.
Good for you.
Yes.
Okay, so we have to talk about Senator Mitch McConnell. We covered this yesterday. You lent your opinion the last time that he froze. This time he froze for about 30 seconds. There he is right there. Now, he did go see his doctor. His doctor cleared him to go back to work. What happened, in your opinion? And should he continue to be representing all of the constituents of America?
You know, guys, it's really hard to tell just watching a clip what happened. Really what we need is neuroimaging. We need EEG to see if it was a seizure or what it was. But many doctors think this looks, smells, and looks and behaves like a seizure. And a type of seizure called absence seizure, which is like absence seizure. You're kind of, your brain goes on pause for a second. Now we know that people that have traumatic brain injury, and he's had 2 falls earlier this year, he had polio as a child, so that affects how he walks, can basically cause a scar tissue in the brain that can become a focus of developing seizures later. And the fact that his eyes are kind of deviating up and to the right, and he kind of doesn't respond, he looks like he's lost time.
Right.
Now, it would be helpful for me to know what was going on in his head when this happened, but it looks very much like an absence seizure. If somebody has seizures, can they still perform their job? Very much so. However, if the seizure is a marker of something more underlying, there's something going on in his brain, there's something going on structurally, he takes a neurocognitive test and he fails, then I feel very differently.
Right.
Because then there's actually objective evidence that he's not able to deliver his job. But seizures come and go, and so when the seizure is gone, you're completely back to the way you were before. But if it's a sign of something more underlying, which the fact that it's occurring in a recurrent fashion means that there's something happening, we may need to adjust his medications or what have you.
Yeah, it's hard to watch. Okay, before we let you go, we want to switch gears really fast and talk about a thing called Barbie Botox. So there are videos like this all over social media showing women getting the procedure done. So talk to us. What is Barbie Botox?
So Barbie has a really nice long neck, right? Swan-like neck. So Barbie Botox is injecting 40 units into each trapezius muscle, which is kind of this neck muscle that we have that gets tight when we're sitting at the computer all day, to cause your shoulders to drop and essentially cause the illusion of a more elongated neck. Now, the idea came from medical treatment, because people get a lot of migraines and chronic headaches, and Botox is a treatment for migraines, partly because they hold a lot of tension here. So if you drop the muscle, paralyze, relax it a little bit, it can help relieve the tension. But to use it for cosmetic and aesthetic purposes, especially 40 units, which is a large amount.
I was going to ask, is that
In
just
one
bad
area?
to introduce to your body overall?
Not just that, it paralyzes, your muscle. It causes muscle atrophy or wasting. And imagine if that Botox migrates into your neck, you can't hold your neck up.
What?
Because you need muscles to hold your neck up. So the risks of something like this, and I want to be really careful that people are seeing a medical doctor to get this, not an esthetician or somebody else, because it can certainly cause some serious problems.
Oh my
if it
goodness.
migrates.
Wow.
I'm so glad that we heard that from you. All good information from Dr. Coley. Thank you so much for answering all of our medical questions. Not you, Al. He just pointed to himself. DBL Nation, I can't. Perfect. Listen to Dr. Coley's podcast, The Heart of Medicine. You can check it out on Spotify and Apple. We appreciate you, Dr. Coley. Have a great weekend.
Before Boo. There we go.
Yeah, we
can remember that.
Coming up on DBL, our interview with Marlon Wayans. He's telling us all about his new stand-up tour, and several stars had to skip the Venice Film Festival because of the Hollywood strike. But we will explain why some actors still made the trip. Got it. Either or. Thank you. That helps. Thank you. Hi, Ira. Okay, so really good information from Dr. Coley. She said for us not to be alarmed. Thank goodness the doctors, the experts, they're the ones monitoring this 30 behavior mutated COVID variant. But again, she said not to be alarmed. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. I think that's all great information. And then another thing that Al just repeated that I think is really good for everybody to know is flu before the boo.
That's right.
Yeah, so flu shot, and that makes sense because I just took Sophie and Miles to be up to date on their vaccines, and they said to wait on the flu vaccine, so that makes perfect sense.
I'm always like, I don't know how to check to make sure that I can get a vaccine, get a booster, because twice I've gone to get a booster, signed up, had the appointment, everything was fine, and then I get there and they're like, you're not old enough yet.
Whoa, for what? For COVID?
For COVID.
Oh, huh.
It's weird. The one time I
Did
did
that happen
get
to
it.
you?
That
Do you need me to move, honey?
Old enough to get it yet?
Where?
No, I just went. My husband and I went to Safeway, and
Oh, really?
Yeah, we just
No issue at all?
we signed up online and then went in and got it.
Oh,
But they didn't tell. Yeah, no.
that's happened to me twice, and it's weird. The time that it happened to me,
going to like a?
Kaiser.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, maybe you need to just go to like the grocery store.
Okay.
Kaiser. Going right to the source.
I pay for that. I try and go
I
all the
know.
time.
Yeah, I hear
I didn't
you.
have health insurance for like 10 years. So I'm at Kaiser all the
No,
time. Like,
I respect
Okay,
that.
I will.
That is one
I
thing.
get physicals.
You don't have health insurance.
And welcome back. Many stars are skipping the Venice Film Festival going on in Italy this week because the strike prevents them from promoting their films. But some A-listers did make the trip. George and Amal Clooney attended the DBF Awards last night. Amal was honored with a leadership award. But everyone is talking about this slow-mo video. Oh, I saw this morning. Of Patrick McDreamy Dempsey, posted by GQ. He is promoting his film Ferrari, which is an independent film and outside of the union. And Adam Driver plays Enzo Ferrari in the film. Adam Driver, blasted big studios like Netflix and Amazon for failing to meet the demands outlined by the SAG union, like giving actors a higher cut of streaming residuals. Woo. Okay, so what do we think about these two actors showing up and then Adam Driver saying if these independent films can match our demands, why can't these big conglomerate studios?
That's a great question. That's a really great question. And I think independent films who are meeting the demand have an opportunity to walk it like they talk it, and in a much more highlighted and amplified way. I don't know. It seems like corporate greed leads everything. And if this is true, they're basically calling them out on the red carpet, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know, and the sad thing is, Erica, corporate greed has been around forever, but there used to be a way for folks to fight it. You could go on strike, you could do things. But now, and you're asking why do the big studios not adhere like the smaller independent ones do, it's because they don't have to. They have all, it's what happens when you have all the leverage in an argument or in a disagreement. We'll just wait you out. I got 8 houses. How you doing, bruh? And so this is what we're seeing. They're not budging. They're not trying to give up any of these streaming rights, and we're constantly seeing this over and over again, that other companies are willing to be more malleable. And I don't know, maybe it'll be a cool thing that we get some cool actors in smaller movies.
Maybe. I mean, kudos to the independent film. I do want to talk about, apparently Adam Driver killed it. Like in this new Ferrari film. They gave him a 7-minute standing ovation. Can you imagine for 7 minutes, people clapping for you? But look, he gets emotional at a few points during the 7-minute standing ovation. He never actually drove a Ferrari. And we were trying to figure out why, when this is all about Enzo Ferrari and he's Enzo Ferrari and he's not driving a Ferrari, it's because he apparently doesn't have his race driving license. So he himself was too big of a liability. Now Patrick Dempsey has one. So he was able to drive.
What a flex. What a flex.
Who gets their racing license?
Wouldn't you do it for a movie?
Does.
Isn't that part of research? I would do it for a movie. You wouldn't do it?
But would you have to have a certain amount of hours in order to get the insurance?
And also that might scare a lot of people too.
Case. I want to talk about the 7 minutes because we've been hearing a lot about these standing ovations that last a long time. I would be so sorry, but apparently I can't be around crowds when people are leaving, so I would already be at home by the time that standing ovation ended. I know this case in point because I just went to Beyonce this weekend, and it was about 15 minutes from the time I left my seat to the time that I got through the door at my hotel room, because I get really high anxiety when things are being let out.
Yeah.
So I maneuver like perfectly.
I love
So
this.
yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
All right, Eric would be tucked in bed.
I would be tucked in bed.
Ready to go.
Right
Y'all
on
would
that
still be
elevator
clapping.
with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coming up on DBL, we are talking with the hilarious Marlon Wayans. He's going to tell us all about how he got his start as a comic.
Most savvy consumers know warehouse clubs like Costco and Sam's Club have cheaper fuel. But is there any difference between the two? Let's verify. Is the gas quality the same at Sam's Club and Costco? Our sources, AAA, TopTierGas.com, and the Environmental Protection Agency, which sets gasoline regulations. According to AAA, all gas starts as a base fuel. Retailers take this base fuel and add a different blend of additives. The additives clean and protect the engine of a car. In 1990, the EPA required all gas retailers to use a minimum level of additives to keep an engine clean. But in 2004, some automakers decided these additives just weren't cutting it and established a gas standard called Top Tier Gas, which requires more additives, mainly detergents. AAA put Top Tier Gas to the test using an independent lab, and the results show Top Tier Gas does make a difference. After about 4,000 miles, testers found that Top Tier Gas caused 19 times fewer carbon deposits in engines.
It's definitely going to be better for your engine than not. That's what the research has found.
And when I asked the EPA, they agreed. Spokesperson Shayla Powell told me Top Tier standards can provide useful benefits to consumers beyond the regulatory minimums. And that's where Sam's Club and Costco come in. Costco has Top Tier Gas. Sam's Club does not. We can verify no, the gas quality is not the same at Sam's Club and Costco. Costco is a top-tier gasoline retailer, meaning the fuel includes more detergents and keeps your engine cleaner over time.
Welcome back to DBL. As part of one of the greatest dynasties in comedy history, Marlon Wayans has created some of the funniest movies and TV of all time. Now you can see him on stage. Earlier we spoke to him about how he got his start as a comic. Take a look.
Please welcome to the show, Marlon Wayans.
Don't freeze on us.
You're giving our tech people in the booth a heart attack.
Now, I love asking other stand-ups because it's so cool. I'm talking to you. My third time actually hosting a real show at the Miami Improv. It was for you and your brother, Sean, when you guys were touring together. And I wanted to ask you,
awesome.
What was your first stand-up experience like?
My first stand-up experience, I think it was in college, and I met Dave Chappelle for the first time. Wow. And Dave watched me bomb. he said to me, "Yeah, you know, sometimes that's gonna happen. Keep at it, young Wayans." And so I did. And then Chris Rock heckled me when I was 19, and I quit stand-up for 20 years. And now I'm back. So,
Woo.
yeah.
There you go.
Is it true that you actually dropped out of college to pursue comedy at that point?
Well, yeah, and I realized that night when Chris heckled me that I had made a huge mistake. I went back to college for 6 months after that.
Wow, interesting.
But that's the journey, right? The journey is you never give up. And I realized, like, I feel like comedy right now is so needed. You know, I think we're all taking everything too serious. I think when it comes to social media, yes, it's too young. Anytime it's too young for your kids to have a phone. It's such a depressing device.
Yes.
I don't care if they're 20. It's too young for you to have your own phone. You want your own phone? You could buy your own phone. But we have to protect the kids.
Yep.
And I think we need to teach them more about comedy, because I think this journey of life is a very dark journey that we are all on. And if we don't learn to make fun of ourselves and laugh at ourselves and start living in harmony again, I think we're going to be headed for a really bad place. So I think love and laughter is missing, and we need more laughter.
I love it.
You know, I grew up in a household where there were at least 5 kids, if not more. So my sense of humor and the ability to laugh things off is a result of that. But you're the youngest of 10. So that means that you had 9 siblings that were around you to make fun of you your entire life. So how did they mess with you as the youngest, and what were you like growing up?
I seen it all. Our family was funny. My dad was a disciplinarian. So my family, me and my brothers are so crazy. We take nothing serious. So we be here, even in the discipline, my dad be spanking some Keenan or my sister's butt. She be in the butt head whipping, and we all listening to he getting it bad. And then when you come out, you holding your butt. We're like, well, that's all I can say. So we made fun about our situation in life. We made fun of sometimes, you know, what we were eating for dinner. Like, you know, like there's no meat, really, Dad? No meat at all. Just rice, just rice and cornmeal. All right, cool. All right, bet. So you're telling me people in Somalia is eating better than us. My mother used to say, at least they got flies. There got to be some protein. We made fun of our situation. And I think right now in everybody's lives, we're taking life too serious. And we're forgetting that this journey is going to be mostly dark. And if we don't recalibrate ourselves to find the joys in our differences and the joys in our own humanity and what situations we're going through, we're not victims in this journey. We are all heroes. So we need to change this perspective and get back to community, love, laughter, and enjoying life, man. This is a short ride.
Jeez, wow. Say it louder for the people in the back. We all need that in life today. Thank you, Marlon, for being here. Great to see you. DBL Nation, see Marlon on tour all through September, starting at the Dania Improv in Florida with the dates on your screen, and settling right here in Denver later in the month. Come see us, Marlon. Get your tickets now. MarlonWaynesOfficial.com. Oh, good. You're going to come in studio?
Yeah, I'm gonna come in studio.
That's a confirmation.
I hope so, man. We'll see you in a couple weeks then.
Congrats, Marlon. Thank you. We'll be right back.
All right, man.
Have a beautiful day.
Take it easy.
In the last few years, mushrooms have really made a name for themselves. You may have seen more and more products containing the fungi. You could even see it in your coffee now. Viewer Kendall W. emailed us asking if the hype about mushroom coffee is real and what are the pros and cons of drinking mushroom coffee versus regular coffee. So let's get the facts. Our sources, family physician Dr. Carla Robinson, the Cleveland Clinic, and a study published in the National Library of Medicine. When looking at many mushroom coffee ingredients, they include include these 3 types of mushrooms. According to a study published in the National Library of Medicine, these mushrooms have been used for medicinal purposes in several countries. Some benefits include strengthening immune systems, lowering blood pressure, and inflammation. But do they work in coffee form?
The jury is still out on this one.
The Cleveland Clinic states not enough research has been conducted to really understand if the benefits come through in coffee form.
What we don't know is once it's processed and then brewed, if you still retain those same properties.
Dr. Robinson, however, says it doesn't hurt to drink the coffee. However, mushrooms alone could have a better benefit.
For anyone who's really looking for a true health boost, I say it's probably safer at this point to just stick to, adding mushrooms into your salad or maybe adding them into your diet in another way or maybe supplement-wise.
Another thing to think about is the price. This bag of mushroom coffee is double the price of your standard regular bag of coffee. The Cleveland Clinic also notes sometimes mushrooms can cause digestive issues, especially if you have kidney issues or trouble with grains. So they suggest talking to your doctor if you have those sensitivities. Either way, Dr. Robinson says mushrooms have many benefits, but more research needs to be done to really understand if the true benefits are in full effect when they are in coffee form. With your Verify Fact Check, I'm Megan Bragg.
Destructive hurricanes can leave thousands of people without power, sometimes for days. Many rely on generators to provide the energy they need while the power is out. Google search results show people want to know if FEMA will reimburse them for buying a generator. So let's verify. Our sources are the Stafford Act, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and the Maryland Emergency Management Agency. Under the Stafford Act, the president can enact 2 types of disaster declarations: emergency declarations and major disaster declarations. In order to qualify for individual assistance through FEMA, a state needs to receive a major disaster declaration. Generators are eligible for federal funding if they meet certain requirements. The claim must be a result of power loss due to the disaster. The claim must be made after a state of emergency is declared by the governor, but before power is restored, and the generator must be purchased or rented to power a medically required piece of equipment. So we can verify, yes, FEMA will reimburse you for buying or renting a generator, but only if you meet the eligibility requirements. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
We love sharing your comments. A lot of people curious about that 7-minute ovation. And we got some comments in regard to it. Jamie says, I don't want to hurt my precious hands by clapping for 7 minutes. And then we have Megan who says, you just have to stand there and smile awkwardly. 7 minutes is a long time.
That is a long time.
Yeah, you would see me inching through the crowd. I can't. It's like it was a good movie. And I appreciate the hard work that everybody did, but we're done here.
7 minutes.
People are paying sitters. You know, come on.
Well, I don't know about these film festivals.
Right, maybe. But I mean, it's very, I get it. It's symbolic and it's part of tradition, but it's a little much.
It's a bit.
Imagine how weird it is just sitting for happy birthday.
I know. I know.
But then what if you went and you got a 5-minute ovation?
All right.
You would think about that on the plane.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe.